Hey guys, good morning, Creator Mom. I have 13 minutes on my memory on my phone. Look at my nice white mug. I saw these at the thrift store a while back and I thought, my God, they're so cute. And then I saw them again yesterday and I was like, you know what? I'm getting these because I just love a cute plain white mug for whatever reason. I wanted to talk a little bit about self-differentiation again because I was having some thoughts about it. I was reading one of Jerry Wise's emails today, and now self-differentiation in this program, I'll just say, is his. I've said it before in my videos. It's his bread and butter, I believe, in the psychological world. He has a program to help people, and I'm sure many people have been helped. It's funny because I don't know, like when I listen to him and I read his stuff, and I'm not saying he's doing this, but my interpretation is kind of like I feel like I'm interpreting his message in a little bit of like, you didn't do good enough, which I know that's not what he's saying. I mean, if you're talking about narcissism, I don't think that you can accuse people of not doing good enough. But I'm feeling that. And I think it's because when you grow up with criticism, you just, and not good enough that feeling can come up maybe even when somebody's not trying to put that on you. But at any rate, when I read his messages, I just feel like, oh, I guess I didn't self-differentiate good enough. But then I thought, no, I think what it is that my whole life I thought, that's what I thought. Like, if I could just, but I didn't know the word self-differentiate, but it was like, if I could just be strong. And what that meant was if I could just stand strong in who I am and be myself and have my opinion or whatever, and be able to take the backlash from the narcissistic parent, then everything will be okay. We could maybe have a relationship because I'll be strong enough to put up with it, right? This is a message I feel like that I've gotten my entire life. I don't know if it's because my own inner critic was giving me this message or people outside of me telling me, oh, you just have to put up with her, like you just have to get along. It's just like, at any rate, I've always just felt like, yeah, if I'm not strong enough, I'm weak, I can't put up with it. And to Jerry Wise, I feel like my response is like, well, the thing is this. I think our whole life, or my whole life, I don't want to be enmeshed and talk for other people, but my whole life, I feel like I have like tried to self-differentiate. It's like the little voice within me. It's like, I've tried to self-differentiate, but that's not allowed. You know what I mean? And that's exactly why, as adults, we have to practice this skill now, right? We have to do it now. And because I tried to self-differentiate. When you try to self-differentiate when you're young and you have a narcissist parent, you learn that that's not safe, that creates problems. Um, you know, it's crazy because I think the narcissistic parent, even now, like in adulthood, I'm not talking about childhood, sees me as, or tried to accuse me that, like, when she says something that I get angry and offended or whatever. But it's just like, it's funny, like, no, that's kind of like how I see it. Like, if I say something that is opposite your opinion, I get the backlash for it. And I mean, I have examples in my mind or whatever. It's just like, that's just the way it's been. It's like, if I try to self-differentiate, that's a problem. And she gets offended by my self-differentiation. So, and I'm quickly shut down. So maybe she's taking that as getting offended. I don't know, that like I say what I think, but then that comes across as me trying to argue with her and it turns into an argument. Anyways, it's really a mess. It's really a confusing mess. So, yeah, my point is, like, I think we've tried to self-differentiate and then we get pulled back. It's kind of like a yo-yo. Like, imagine you're the yo-yo and the narcissist is holding you, the yo-yo, and it lets the yo-yo out, or the yo-yo goes out, whatever. But then it snaps back in, you know? And each time you go out, it's almost like you're in the narcissist's hand, but that's just kind of like the relationship dynamic. And the yo-yo going out is you trying to, or me trying to self-differentiate and go out into the world or get away, basically. That's when it goes out long. Anyways, going out into the world, trying to get away, and then fail and get snapped right back. I don't know, or somehow get snapped back. It doesn't have to be failure or whatever. Because, you know, even when I eloped and, you know, parenting was just another, me becoming a parent was just another way for the narcissistic parent to weaponize that against me. You know, like using your kids to further criticize you and put you down, right? Because now you're not a good enough parent. Not only were you just not a good enough person or daughter, now you're not a good parent. You're not a good enough parent. And I know that's not a figment of my imagination, because she even told somebody who I know, who I speak to, that straight up, that she doesn't think I'm a good parent. So, you know, that's, you know, definitely their opinion of you is you're not good enough, and they hate you, basically. They hate the way you do things. And they're not afraid to tell you. It's just so much bullshit. So much baggage, you know, that when you grow up with a narcissistic parent, you're like, got baggage that you carry out into the world. But anyways, I feel like I'm getting lost in the weeds now. Yeah, the reason you can't self-differentiate is not because of a moral failure or a weakness on your behalf or my behalf. The reason is because when you try to, as you were growing up, the response to that was probably a negative response. And so you kept that little self-differentiated girl or boy in a box inside of you, tucked away, safe and sound. Kept quiet. And then when the narcissist tells you that you can't communicate, you can't explain yourself, basically what they're saying is you can't justify yourself enough to me. That's what they mean when they say you can't communicate, because everyone's communicating all the time. You're going to tell me that from the time I was little till now that I haven't communicated with your fucking ass? That's hard to believe. Maybe you're not paying attention, right? I'm using this video to take, it's just like, well, maybe you haven't been paying attention. You know, like if a child isn't communicating with you, then maybe you're the problem. Maybe they don't feel safe. Maybe their inner wisdom knows it's a motherfucking waste of time. So yeah. Self-differentiation. We tried. But even if you were self-differentiated and you're like, yes, I'm strong, I'm self-differentiated, I can stay in contact with my narcissistic parent, to keep I don't have to go no physical contact because I've learned how to self-differentiate. Well, there's still going to be conflict, which I guess is okay. You know what I mean? If you're okay with that, if you're okay, There's still going to be conflict. Because the narcissistic, how can you have a relationship, a semblance of a relationship with somebody who cannot stand yourself? Stand your self-differentiation. They hate how you think. They hate your opinions. How can you have a relationship with, I mean, you could get by. I mean, damn, you could see them at a family function for a couple hours, but you can't tell me that you're going to sit here and have a meaningful relationship with somebody like that. No. Anywho, it's easy to maybe it's easier to self-differentiate when you feel like it's safe to, but you know, and then when you realize that you haven't been, and whatever, it's a journey. I feel like I didn't make any sense this whole thing. It's just a lot. It's a lot. But I think that Jerry Wise wants to help us to just feel more, you know, in control of our own emotional states and well-being, and I love and appreciate that. And that's what I want for myself too. I don't want to have migraine headaches the days after that I engage with the narcissistic parent, you know? Anyways, peace and love.